Welcome to the Fat Guys with Smokers podcast. I'm Mike.
And I'm John. We're a couple of overweight barbecue enthusiasts trying to share our love for sweet and smoky food with the world.
Thanks for hanging out with us as we talk about life, share recipes, successes, and failures.
Welcome, everybody,
all led to our love
to another episode of Fat Guys with Smokers. I'm Mike. You're John.
Ew.
'Tis the most wonderful time of the year, John.
Oh my gosh.
Thanksgiving is upon us.
The best holiday in the whole year.
Dude, it's so good. I love it.
It is the season where out-of-date decorations from the 90s are super cool and trendy.
Absolutely.
There's no expectation to buy gifts for anybody. No neighbor gifts.
Nope.
No toys for your kids.
Nope. They don't get them.
You don't have to secretly compete with your partner for best gift.
True that.
That's just wonderful.
You just eat.
So much.
Have you ever listened to Jim Gaffigan?
Oh, yeah.
He talks about holidays, and he's like, Thanksgiving, we didn't even try. We just eat. We just get together and eat.
That was funny. Was it last year? Maybe it was 2 years ago. My sister gave my dad and I tickets to Jim Gaffigan. We went down to the what was it then? The Vivint, the ESA. I don't know. Anyways, the Delta Center.
Yeah.
Went down there and saw him. He was funny.
Oh, he's funny. Good, clean fun. Yeah. Weather's starting to turn. Still fat man weather. Freaking love it.
Yeah, man.
Love it. The end of the trimester is upon us, and I'm getting emails from parents that make me want to punch a baby, but, you know.
Yeah, for any of Mike's parents that are listening out there, friggin' send your kid to talk to him. This is high school now, people. This is what's wrong with the workforce that I have to deal with on a daily basis. They've spent their entire life having mommy and daddy fight their fights for them. And when they finally have to have a hard conversation, it's like the end of the freaking world, man.
Yeah.
Like they have no idea how to communicate with anybody. And this is where you have an opportunity to start.
Absolutely.
Have a conversation with your teacher.
Your kid come and talk to me. I'm not scary. I'm a pretty reasonable guy, but.
And I got news for you. I mean, I'm not Mike. I feel like I know Mike pretty well.
Yeah. I'm kind of on the same page. Most things.
Your kid's got a way better chance of getting help with his grade if they come and talk to him instead of mommy or daddy sending an email asking, how can we help my son feel successful? Let him be an adult.
Preach. Well said, John.
So, boom. Mic drop. Show's over.
Indeed. Listen.
But it's not, because it's the most wonderful time of the year.
It is.
We are talking about
we're
turkey.
We're changing it. Yes. We are talking about turkey. How do you feel about turkey?
Oh, my gosh. I love it.
Here's a story. I've always liked turkey, but more because it was associated with Thanksgiving. Once I smoked a turkey, I mean, I'm not saying that because it's a barbecue. Like, it changed everything.
It changes your life.
It does, man. It changed Thanksgiving.
When you like have a brined turkey that's been smoked,
dude,
and it's got like crunchy, crispy skin.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh! You cut into it, and like there's like just an explosion of juice everywhere.
Oh yeah, dude. No. You don't go back. Like, you can't go back to the oven roasted turkey. It's just dry and plain, and it leaves a little to be desired.
So Mark had a bad experience with turkey.
Oh, do tell.
And can't eat it.
Oh, really?
Like, got sick one year, food poisoning, whatever. Cannot eat turkey.
Really?
To save his life. He just can't get
Like
past.
mentally, or like he will puke?
No, mentally.
Oh, really?
I mean, I think it is such a mental reaction that he would physically be sick.
Yeah, it would probably be linked, huh?
And it just like, man, it breaks my heart.
Dude.
It's so good.
Yeah.
So good. And smoked turkey, everyone I've ever talked to that tries smoked turkey for the first time, Like they can't, even people that aren't into food are just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. It
was
smells
so
good. The texture is good. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. That's my favorite part about Thanksgiving is like the first time someone's like, we had a smoked turkey.
Yeah.
And I thought it was going to be really gross or covered in barbecue sauce. No.
Oh, dude. You can keep it traditional. You can keep the traditional flavors and just
herb roast.
bam! Kick it up a notch, as my Emerald boy would say. My boy
Bam!
Emerald.
Emerald Lagasse.
Yep.
I saw him on Instagram the other day when it was
really?
like, I was like floating back to being in.
Yeah,
like,
is he still cooking? Like, I remember him on TV when I was in high school all the time.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. I can remember like not being able to sleep in high school.
Yep. He was
And
always
turn
on
it
late.
on. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. It's a good one.
So, but hey, let's talk about somebody else who's kicking it up a
Let's
notch.
structure this.
Let's talk about our boy Ryan Cooper.
Ryan Cooper.
AKA Barbecue Tourist. AKA co-founder of the Smoke Sheet, which is a barbecue news and media website. I feel like maybe we've talked about him before.
I was just thinking that.
Ryan, you're getting another shout out.
Right. He's still doing great things.
He is. He has got a video of a Thor's hammer doing over the top chili that's making me hungry. So Thor's hammer, it's a beef shank that's been lollipopped essentially, just like you would a drumstick.
Okay.
So you've got beef with a big old bone. They call it Thor's hammer because it's this big old hunk of meat. And then over the top chili. Have you ever done over the top chili?
No, but it sounds incredible.
Yeah, so you cook your meat or your protein that you're going to put in the chili over a Dutch oven.
Oh, yeah. I feel like you've told me about this.
Drip down into it.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah. My buddy Clay that I met when I went fishing this summer
That's where we talked about
was
that.
telling me about it.
Yeah.
And then Meat Church and I think Malcolm did one too. Did a video
Probably.
on over the top chili. So like it's getting really popular right now.
Huh.
But I am telling you, I want to go find a beef shank right now.
Yeah.
So
Holy cow.
Ryan, keep it up.
And we'll probably circle back to you in a few months when we...
The videos just keep coming, and they're so freaking good.
Listen, there's nothing wrong with shouting somebody out a couple of times. Like, it's an ongoing thing. Their profile gets more and more stuff and more cool stuff.
Yep.
I ain't even mad.
So, Ryan's our shout out, but let's transition. I feel like we could talk about this all night long.
Yeah.
Because Thanksgiving is the Super Bowl of my year.
It is, man.
I love it. It's the best thing. And I don't know what's going on with my cords here. I can't stop.
I was just thinking that. I
messing
feel
around
like
with
my
them.
cords are doing weird things, but...
What are you looking forward to the most that's not turkey?
Dude, I love stuffing. I mean, it's one of my favorites. But I smoked some one year, and it was really good. Really good. Last year, I made stuffed mushrooms. Big fan. I know you're not a big mushroom fan, but, dude, these were really good.
I had some mushrooms the other day and some I don't know, maybe it was the yakisoba I had it in. Some noodles.
I don't know what that means, but that
They're
sounds
like
good.
Asian noodles.
Oh, okay.
But I'm open to trying them.
Yeah.
Again, I need you to show me the way.
Oh, I'll do it. Dude, my family, it's an event. Like, we hosted Thanksgiving last year at our house, and my wife's family, it's like, yeah, we'll eat at 3, and everybody shows up at 3 or 3:30. My family, it's like, I mean, everybody's
You know
there.
who you are.
We're cooking. Everybody's cooking. Like, people are showing up at 10, 12, and we're just eating apps, like, the whole time.
Yeah, right?
The apps are some of my favorite stuff. Like, I love a traditional meal. some of those appetizers that my mother makes every year, holy cow. But those stuffed mushrooms, those turned out really nice.
They're banging, huh?
My aunt used to make them all the time. She just did them in the oven. I put them on the smoker last year, and holy cow. Like just kind of a sausage type stuffing just inside of those mushrooms. They were a lot of work, and I actually put some jalapeno cream cheese type stuff in with them. So it was like a jalapeno popper with sausage.
Okay, now you're talking my language.
Dude, it was good. Like the mushroom was just the vessel, John. The rest of it was beauty.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So let's talk about a couple of things.
Yeah.
One, like, let's talk about some logistics of just like getting it all cooked and why I think for no other reason everyone should have a smoker for Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, maybe let's go through a couple of dishes that we both like and we'll see where we end up.
Okay.
But we've talked about this before. Like, a pellet grill especially can really just be like a wood-fired oven.
Yeah.
So, and we can get scientific if we want to, but the kindling point for the oil in the different woods is about 225, 250.
Which means above that, you're missing out a lot.
Yeah, you're not going to get that like real strong smoke flavor once you get up there, especially around like 300 degrees, which is where most of the time you're cooking for Thanksgiving. You're
right.
325, 375,
yeah,
maybe even into 400s. So yes, it's going to have a little bit of a wood-fired flavor, and yes, it cooks with a fan, so it's a little bit more of a convection oven. But otherwise, it's just like your oven inside. And if you've got a good quality pellet grill, it will have very even, consistent temperature control that you can bake on it.
Yeah.
And man, I love once we started doing that. Back to the fat guy weather. There's nothing worse than walking into a house that has too many people in it.
Yep.
Like, man, the fire marshal could make a fortune driving around just writing tickets for over capacity houses on Thanksgiving.
That's a really good point.
But the thing that makes it even worse is when there is a turkey that's been cooking for the last 4 hours.
So hot.
And all the food's hot and giving off heat, and you just like walk in and immediately you're sweating.
Yep. I hear you.
No, thank you.
Yep, I agree 100%.
So I think that's like a big logistical thing. And then the other thing is it's always a battle for space in the oven.
Right, because there's so much stuff. Like you have to plan ahead all of your meals, but if you only have one oven, yeah.
Boom, smoker.
Yep.
Expand it.
Indeed.
I think my favorite Thanksgiving was the year I had 4 smokers going.
I've heard you tell about that. That's hilarious.
You hear that? That was...
Ooh. Getting ready.
All the way down into my belly.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was super cool. And we were probably a little too far into the garage. It was the year we like woke up and had 14 inches of snow, and we got another 12 that day. Oh, that's
right, yeah. That was a good year.
It was awesome, man. Because everyone's plans just like went out the window.
Yep.
And like everyone was outside helping each other try and clear walks, and we had people... I mean, we had a big Thanksgiving meal planned, and we had people who were trying to go south, and they ended up at our place, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's cool.
So yeah, use your smoker and don't be scared of it.
Yeah.
Like, be careful. Don't put your like nice Corelle casserole dishes out there. They will turn brown.
Forever.
Hydrogen peroxide.
Oh, really?
And baking soda.
Okay.
It will bubble like crazy, but it will get the smoke stains off.
Right on.
Yeah.
John, let's talk about, I mean, and I think we've done this before, but let's say I just bought my first pellet grill. I've never cooked a turkey, and I'm planning on smoking it for Thanksgiving. What are some things that I need to be aware of?
Start early.
Yeah.
And let's see. Let me see if I can find one really quick. There are lots of these guides out there, but if your turkey is frozen, you got to start this week. Like it's probably Friday or Saturday.
Yeah.
that you're pulling that out. And I think Green Mountain Grill.
Depending on the size of the turkey, but I would try to get it in your fridge about a week before.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember who. I just saw they had a great infographic about when you needed to pull it out. Here we go.
Oh.
Nope, that's for size. I'll try and find one and post it on Instagram. But yeah, so you've got to get it thawed, and then whether you're in a smoke or not, you have to brine your turkey.
Oh, seriously, man. It's a game changer.
Yeah.
I'd never even heard about it until I decided to smoke one for the first time. It is so good.
Yeah, so maybe tell everyone a little bit about that, and I'm
Sure.
still trying to look to see if I can find this.
Well,
why do you brine a turkey? Or
first of
poultry
all,
in general,
a turkey is one of the more plain meats. There's just not a lot of natural flavor, but it is kind of a sponge in a way. So you can put all kinds of flavor into it, and there's a bunch of different ways that you can do it. But one way that I have noticed, there's nothing worse than a dry turkey. Oh, and so what I do is, what I think most of us are starting to do now is we brine it overnight. So there's a bunch of ways you can do this. I don't know if it's Meat Church that makes the brine bucket, is it?
Yeah, bird bath.
Yeah, bird bath. They have a bucket that you can put your bird in and close it.
Oh, yeah.
Is that them or is it just a product they use?
Yeah, so the one that Matt uses it's a Yeti.
That's what I'm thinking. It is Yeti. That's right.
But hey, I'm telling you right now, a 5-gallon bucket from Home Depot works just as good. Or if you've got a Firehouse Subs, so the one that's really tied into fire departments and makes donations, it's hot subs. There's a bunch of different Firehouse Subs. So
yeah,
this is
got
a
one.
national chain. You can go buy their pickle buckets. They've got 5-gallon buckets that their whole pickles come in. You can buy one of those buckets from them, and you get some of the dill from the pickles.
What?
Pro tip.
I have never heard of this before.
Pro tip.
Interesting.
You heard it here first, folks.
No, there you go. So here's what I do because I'm cheap and I don't have a bucket. But a 5-gallon bucket does work great. I just don't have another fridge, and so space is kind of limited. So I end up and I've seen people do the giant Ziploc bags, but those can be pretty expensive. So I just use turkey bags. And
What's a turkey bag?
Like an oven bag
Oh,
that you cook a
sure.
turkey in. So we need to talk about that in a second, by the way. So I'll double those up, and then I will put my turkey in there. I can't remember the exact mixture. It seems like I use a gallon of water, and I dissolve 2 cups of brown sugar and 2 cups of kosher salt. And then really the most important thing with a brine is the salt and the sugar. You can put other flavors in there, and it's not going to hurt anything, but you're not going to absorb a ton of that flavor from the brine. It's more for moisture, and it's more of a chemical process from what I understand with the salt and the sugar. But you want to do that from anywhere between 12, and I've heard people go up to 48 hours. If you go more than that, I think there's you're not going to get any better than that type of a ceiling to it. But I think anywhere between 12 and 40. I was listening to Malcolm Reed, and he says about 48 hours is probably the max that you would ever need to. But anything past 12, you're probably about what you're going to get. But yeah, so I'll just tie it up in that turkey bag, and I'll put it in a cooler and throw some ice in there because you want to keep it at a safe temperature. But a lot of times I don't have room in my fridge depending on the size of the turkey. And then I just let it, and there's thousands of recipes for brines. In fact, we were at Macy's last night, and Whitney grabbed just, I can't remember what it's called, Barrel and Bunyan, I can't remember what it was. Some store brand of spices, and they just had a turkey brine that I picked up that maybe I'll try, but I know Meat Church makes one and stuff. But you want to brine your turkey for sure. And that, you don't want to put a frozen turkey in a brine and be like, it'll thaw in there, because you're missing out on the good part of the brine. You need to put a thawed turkey in there and let it kind of do its thing.
Yeah, and also if you do that, you're going to dilute your brine.
Right,
You're going to end
the
up with
moisture
more
and
water.
stuff. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so back to ninth grade biology class. This is on osmosis, right? Mm-hmm. we're trying to, you're actually pulling water out of the turkey and pushing salt into it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
Deliciousness.
Yeah, so you want to make sure that you can put lots of different flavors in there. Citrus, apples, herbs, a little booze.
Oh, now we're talking.
Bourbon, man.
Now we're talking.
I'm all about bourbon flavor
I
lately.
I need to hit you up for some bourbon, I guess.
Yeah, dude. So they're like all of the flavors, but you have to keep your salt and sugar ratios to the water pretty consistent.
Yeah.
So that you get
Those
that.
are the stars of the show. Those are the ones that were really doing stuff. I mean, you can inject whatever flavor you want after that, but
Yeah, but this is the problem with injecting and only relying on injecting. And I mean, you can think about this like when you go and get a shot, especially like you get that flu shot or if you get a cortisone shot, like you push that in, and those, like we have a vascular blood flow that kind of picks it up and carries it throughout the body. The bird's dead.
that's a good
There's
point.
nothing there. So it just sits there. And you can see this on someone who's like just injected a bird. When you're slicing it, you'll find these like pockets
Of just juice. Yeah.
because it's not distributing. The brine pushes it everywhere.
No,
So,
I love it.
yeah, so you got to brine a bird.
Yep.
And I would agree with Malcolm, 12 to 24 hours is about as long as I would go.
Yeah.
Rinse the bird off.
Yes. I did not do that one year, and it was extremely salty.
Yep. Remember, the brine's a lot of salt, so rinse the bird off really good. And then clean your sink.
Yeah.
We don't want anyone to get
Lysol Clorox action.
Yeah, we don't want anyone to get salmonella. But so now you've got your bird, and I would typically spatchcock mine before I brine it.
Why is that?
It's just that much more surface area.
Yeah, makes sense.
It's not a ton of surface area difference, but I just do it early. So spatchcock it. So you cut down both sides of the backbone. Scissors are great. Good heavy pair of kitchen shears. And then you've got to crack the breastbone. A turkey breastbone is a serious bone. It's not just going to break real easy. So I like to take either a really sharp paring knife or I typically use my cleaver.
Yeah.
And I score the crap out of the back of that breastbone and then
Give it a little CPR.
flip her over and right between the breasts, push down hard and it pops and you can hear it. And that gives you that nice flat bird that it's easier to cook because it's all at one level. You don't have things at different levels, but also just looks super pretty.
It does. It does look pretty. And there's not a giant air gap in the middle of it that you have to worry about as well.
So makes it cook a lot faster, makes it cook a lot more consistently. And then you really can. You can treat it just like mom or grandma always did it. Rub it down with butter. I'm a big fan of mayo instead of butter.
Yeah, you told me this. I have still not used it, but that sounds amazing.
I think it gives it a better color, just a little bit more flavor on top of the skin. If you're not going to eat the skin, go underneath the skin. Or if you're made, you go on top and below. Really rub that all around and then a good rub. And you can go any kind of flavors you want. You can do an herb rub. You can use poultry seasoning. Your AP barbecue rub. You can use a sweet barbecue rub. I'm a big fan of a heavy peppered rub.
Okay.
So holy cow.
Cow.
Same thing I do on my briskets. We do at least on one turkey every year.
Nice. You ever do Cajun seasoning? Big fan of the Cajun style stuff.
I'm a big fan of the Cajun style. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Cajun on a deep fried bird.
Oh,
Which
never tried that.
I think I'm going to deep fry one this year too.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not in charge of the turkey for the family dinner this year, but I'll probably cook 2 or 3 turkeys between now and the end of the year.
Yeah. Well, they're so cheap right now. Yeah. It's kind of dumb not to load up on them.
Well, and buy a couple, throw them in the freezer.
Right. They last forever. Yeah.
Actually, I just pulled one out from last Thanksgiving.
I was gonna say I'm pretty sure I've cooked one from a year and a half, and it was still just fine. So
It's awesome. So that's how I would. You can pick your flavors, do whatever, throw it out on the smoker, 325, 350. Like I typically just go hot and fast. Do not, under any circumstances, trust that stupid little popper.
nope, take that out.
Throw that thing away.
I just take it out when I first put it in.
It should be criminal. I don't know why turkey companies continue to use it.
Yeah.
If you wait for that to pop, your turkey is going to be dry, gross, and disgusting.
Yeah, pretty icky. Pretty icky. Have you ever smoked a stuffed turkey?
No.
I did it one year because Malcolm did it, so I was like, yeah, I'm going to do it. It was fine. The problem is, and this is probably the same problem that Mom and Grandma have in the oven, to get that stuffing, because you want it to come up to 165 because there are poultry juices and crap in there. To get the middle of that stuffing up to 165, I mean, by the time you're done, your breasts are just
probably like
hammered.
Pushing 190.
Yeah, they're getting close. And so I was not a fan. I'm glad I did it for one. I mean, it was pretty. It was fun, but it just, I mean, you do that and then you spatchcock, and it's like, man, why would anybody not?
Yeah,
That's
a great call out. We didn't even talk about it, but that's the whole reason I don't stuff a bird.
Yeah.
So just do a nice casserole dish full of stuffing.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's still delicious. It doesn't have to be cooked inside the bird.
So do you guys do ham?
We have done ham. I've done some double smoked ham before. We've talked about this. Mine was a little bit dry, but I think you just got to be careful with it, and it can be really good. But
yeah, that's supposed to be my contribution this year. So we're gonna do the raspberry bourbon ham again.
Yeah. Let me know how that goes.
Yeah, dude, it is fast becoming a family favorite.
I did a pork loin one year with a cranberry barbecue sauce. It was pretty good. It was different. It was definitely different. Pork loin's a little bit like turkey, I feel like. It's a huge chunk of meat without a lot of flavor in it, so you kind of can do a lot of stuff to it.
There's not a ton of intermuscular fat there.
Yeah.
So you got to be real careful not to dry it out.
Right.
So
yeah, kind of along the same lines. But it was good. It was fun.
Yeah. Let's talk sides.
Yeah, let's do it.
Because I feel like the turkey always steals the limelight, and everyone talks about that, and they go into a turkey coma, and man, the sides are a big part of the meal for me.
Yeah.
So what are your must-haves on the table?
I was born in Idaho, so we gotta have some taters.
Okay.
I like just straight up mashed potatoes with the giblet gravy. Big fan. I've also seen some people at Thanksgiving do like the twice baked potatoes or the loaded. I mean, that's great. I'm down for that too. Gotta have stuffing of some kind. Not a huge stovetop man. I like the homemade. My mom made it with sausage and stuff. Is that weird?
No.
Okay, because I told my wife that, and she was like, "What?"
No, I'm pretty sure even the Mrs. Richardson's packet talks about adding sausage.
It's normal, right? Yeah.
And we're back.
We're doing it. Slight pause for station identification.
Oh man, sorry guys. Ran out of room on the memory card. Rookie move.
Listen, we've said it a million times. We are nothing if not authentic.
I'm just glad we're recording earlier in the week, so I've got time to edit this.
So it's not Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah. What were we talking about? Stuffing, sausage. My wife thought it was weird. It's not weird. It's amazing.
Sorry, Whit. That's normal.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I think I've about got her convinced that. Her family just does bread and 1,000,000 pounds of butter, which is still really good, but I grew up with the sausage giblet deliciousness, so... Anyway, stuffing, taters. I love me some sweet potato or candied yams with the marshmallows on top. Big fan. My mom calls them yummy yams.
How do you feel about pecans on there?
Love it. I don't know that I've ever had it, but it sounds amazing.
Oh, man. I love pecans.
I love pecans,
nuts
too. Just
in general, in my food. Haley is hardcore against that.
Really?
Hardcore.
Oh, man, that texture, that would be awesome on the soft. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah.
especially if you get like some like candied pecans
Oh,
in there with the marshmallows.
dude,
Money.
that sounds incredible.
So far I'm on board with everything.
Yeah,
Can we talk about something somewhat controversial?
I'm excited.
At least it is in my family.
Okay.
Cranberry sauce.
All right. Go on.
I want you to tell me how you get your cranberry sauce on Thanksgiving.
Listen, I don't know that I have tried cranberry sauce in my childhood until I kind of became an adult. I don't mind the ocean spray can stuff that you get at the store. I made my own when I made that pork loin. And I don't know. I probably screwed it up, but I feel like the canned stuff's just as good.
What?
What are your thoughts? You make it by hand? You spend all
yeah.
night smushing the berries and stuff?
No, man. It's like, I don't know how you screw it up. It's sugar and water, and you like boil the berries in it and put it in the fridge. Like it says right on the packet, like ocean spray, cranberries, whole berries. Like it tells you exactly how to make the whole berry sauce.
I need you to stop judging me. I feel very attacked right
At
now.
least tell me like,
This should be a safe space.
okay, at least the like can.
Yeah.
Tell me it's the whole berry can and not the.
Oh, no. It's straight jelly, dude. There's nothing. Like, you can see through it. It's the best.
No. No.
I take it I've taken the wrong side of this
Nacho.
issue.
No. Those are not the Lord's cheaps. No, man.
I love it, dude.
No,
Just a
you
little
have to-
spread
no.
on your turkey.
No,
You
you
don't need
have
any
to make
chunks
your
in there.
You need to make your own cranberry sauce.
I did it once. It was fine, but I was like, it's not
It is
worth the
so-
work.
It is so much. It is so easy.
It takes up a burner, dude. Kitchen space is limited.
You can
on
make it like
Thanksgiving.
a week before.
Who
It
plans
stays-
that far ahead, John?
Dude, I started planning Thanksgiving in like August.
Well, I mean, I plan
the
in my
Super
head,
Bowl.
but it's a miracle
no.
if I remember to
No,
put
no,
the
no.
turkey in the fridge, man.
No, man, like I write it out. I had like the first thing I did when I bought my new iPad a couple of years ago. It's probably been like 4 years ago. I got this like nice big 12.9 iPad Pro.
Nice.
With my stylus. Bought it for my birthday. That's right. I bought my own present.
As well you should.
I sat down and I planned Thanksgiving, wrote it out by hand, and it was beautiful.
Dude, good for you. But I don't think it's a surprise that you are much more organized than
No
me.
way, dude.
So,
So I just went to lunch with a friend on Monday.
uh-huh.
And he and his wife have a shared note, like Apple Notes
Well, that's a good idea.
with the recipe, like the
Everything
menu,
they're doing.
links to the recipes, what days they're gonna do different things. Like she's all over it.
It's actually a really good idea.
Yeah, making
actually
pie
plan.
crusts. Oh yeah. It's
See, we
awesome.
always just divvy out, like, you're bringing this, you're bringing this, you're bringing this.
Even better, give the cranberry sauce to the brother or uncle that we know is gonna burn toast because you can't screw them up.
That's true, because you just buy the can.
No, dude.
And open
Oh
it
my
up.
gosh. Okay, moving on. I'm so mad at you right now.
This is my favorite episode so far.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to teach you how to make cranberries, and
I did it once. It's just
so help me if you
it's
ever
not
buy
worth
another
it.
if you ever buy another can of cranberries, as long as I know you. This is it. This is what's going to end the podcast.
Listeners, I want us all to bring a can of Ocean Spray cranberry sauce and doorbell ditch John with it. That would be
no.
hilarious.
Fine, I need something for target practice.
Wow.
All right, moving on. Green bean casserole.
Big fan.
Big fan?
Yeah.
Big fan of green bean casserole or big fan of French's fried onions on top?
I like just the casserole. The fried onions are fine. But I like the whole thing, I think. I've had it without the fried onions. I like the crunch.
I would rather
I feel like they're a little salty, honestly.
Yeah. I'd rather just have fresh green beans
Yeah.
than
Okay.
have the casserole.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't like the French's onions?
No, I love the French's onions. Like, let's just put those on a bowl and
Okay.
we'll eat them like potato chips.
Yeah.
Down with that.
You
Like,
can Sprinkle them all over your food.
You-
Like Nacho Libre with the chips.
like Salt Bay. My kids get excited every time we like go into Costco and they're like, the onions.
They're fans, huh?
Yeah, they're big fans of
Right on.
the fried onions.
Yeah, I like the green bean casserole.
We've talked about Brussels sprouts before.
Yes.
Are you a fan? Do you like Brussels
Yeah.
sprouts?
Yeah, I do.
I'm a huge fan of Brussels, especially the like. You can cook them in an air fryer. You can cook them on a smoker, but like get some bacon, some balsamic, some
Yeah.
onions in there.
Oh. See, I've never, honestly, most of my experience with Brussels sprouts, I've never had them before.
Please tell me not out
But
of
got
a
them
can.
once because they were healthy. No, the steamable bags that you put in the microwave. It was all
I'm
right.
fine with the steamable.
I've never
bag.
had them out of a can, but I can imagine they're pretty slimy and gross. Like,
Yeah.
you know.
It's like eating spinach out of a can.
Ugh.
Like Popeye was
Yeah.
love spinach,
Ditto.
love cream spinach. It should not come out of a can.
Never tried it out of a
Hard
can,
no.
honestly.
Hard.
I don't know that I could do it. I did love Popeye, though.
Did love Popeye. Rolls, I feel like are
Yeah.
cornbread, especially. I'm
See,
a big fan.
never
of,
had cornbread at Thanksgiving. That sounds great. That
I'm a
seems
big
very
fan of it.
southern.
Like some Maddox.
Yeah. Yeah, those little, like, yeah, what do you call those?
I don't know. There's a name for it, I know, but like
Yeah.
the cornbread shaped like
Yeah.
a little ear of corn.
Yeah. Delicious.
Big fan of those. I'm a big fan of croissants too.
Yeah. My mom makes these croissant-like rolls. Oh, my gosh, they're my favorite.
Yeah.
Very good. My wife makes them, too. She has perfected the recipe.
Nice.
So,
I'm trying to think if we've left anything off. I feel like there's something important that
I'm
we're
going
not talking
through
about.
the table, and I can't think. We always have corn, and I think that's the only straight-up vegetable that my family eats. It's mostly carbs.
Yeah,
We're carbo loading for the Black Friday
I know.
rush.
And what's with Black Friday? Like, it's already started, man.
I
Like,
know.
the sales are full on.
I
It's
know.
now Black November.
Yeah, it's crazy. Day after Halloween.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a big corn fan.
Yeah, I like corn. I don't love it. I don't hate it. It's whatever, but it's fine. Trying to think. It seems like I'm sure we're forgetting something. Hit us up with your favorite stuff that your family does, because I mean I'm always down to try something
I
new.
think we normally do corn or carrots on the table. Appetizers. It's like the one time a year I go through the trouble of making ants on a log. So, for anyone who doesn't know what I'm talking about, celery loaded with peanut butter and raisins on top of it. Or you can do fire ants on a log if you want to get fancy with it and use craisins instead of raisins.
I thought you were gonna say Red Hots. I was like, I don't think that's gonna be very good, but you can try it.
Nope, no red hots. Thanks for listening to the Fat Guys with Smokers.
I feel like we've got a
podcast.
pretty good table.
Be
we've
sure to
talked
check us
about
out on
here.
Instagram and
so.
Facebook. Leave us a comment. We'd love to hear from you. Be sure to subscribe so you don't forget to tune in for even more nonsense from a couple of Here's the
fat
only
guys
thing
with
in,
smokers.
I think, especially for Haley, she is more excited about the turkey sandwiches after the
Oh yeah,
meal
heck yeah,
than the actual meal itself.
yeah. I get that.
Yeah, I think one of the best
Don't
meals we
forget to
ever
like,
did. It was on an
subscribe.
off year, so like this year is we have dinner with my family. Next year we'll have dinner with Haley's family.
Right.
It was an off year for her family, and a couple of weeks before, we hosted the like monthly dinner, and we did turkey sandwiches.
Nice.
And I smoked turkey breast, and we sliced it real thin. Man, we had an awesome, awesome meal that day.
Yeah, you have
Just
a
having,
meat
like-
slicer too. That's right.
Yeah,
That sounds nummy.
yeah. The meat slicer makes a huge difference when you're.
Could
when
you
you're
use
cutting
a
up turkey?
Could you use a full turkey and do that? Just cut the breasts off and do it. It probably wouldn't work
Yeah.
quite as good. Huh?
Oh, it'd be fine.
Yeah.
I mean, you could because most turkey breasts that you buy are bone in.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Okay. I've never gotten just the breast. Well, once
Yeah.
I have, that's not right.
You
That's
can
not
get
true.
them. They like come in like this big like
log.
yeah
Yeah.
log looking thing. It's almost like a giant chub of bologna type of a thing that's got a bunch of turkey breasts in it.
Yeah. Or they'll wrap them in the netting, a little bit smaller, but they'll grab like a couple breasts and then throw in like I don't know, a few, I don't know, tenders or something until they get to their target weight.
Oh,
I've used that before.
Yeah, I've only ever seen the ones in the netting. I've only seen like bone-in breasts. Interesting.
Yeah. I'll have to see if I can find one.
Yeah.
But
All right. Let's see how long.
we're probably about there.
We're not. We haven't talked about something that's very important to Thanksgiving. I can't believe you were just ready to skip
Listen,
this.
I'm sorry, John. I just want to respect your time.
Friggin',
Cranberry sauce.
he buys a can of cranberries, and now he doesn't even want to talk about pie. I don't know who he is.
Dude, pie. Seriously, this is pie time.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like dream about pie, but Thanksgiving, pie's where it's at.
Yeah. And it's always like you gorge yourself on the meal.
Yeah.
And then depending on whose family it is, my family always tries to like pull the pie out immediately. I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
it's going to be
Can't
an
do
hour.
that.
But, right after you've started to come back to life from a tryptophan-induced coma, what is your go-to pie?
Banana cream.
Banana cream.
My grandma, I think it was my grandma, has a banana cream pie recipe that my sister has taken upon herself to bring, and it is the best pie I've ever had.
Dude.
There's also a milk pudding, which is not pie, but we call it Gone with the Wind pudding. And truth be told, I could not love a human baby as much as I love that pudding. It is incredible.
Do you have to go away for Thanksgiving?
I
feel like
dude.
we just need to have Thanksgiving together.
Listen, I'm excited to be with my family, but I am sad to be away from all my cookers and experimenting and such.
But this is Whitney's family, right?
Yeah. But they're also like half of our listeners, so.
No, hey, I'm not dissing on them.
Okay, good.
We love you. Please don't stop listening.
Just kidding. No, I've got great in-laws. I'm just a little bit sad that I won't be. I love to cook. I feel like I shouldn't, but Thanksgiving is kind of my time you're cooking for a lot of people, so you can kind of try things that you shouldn't experiment on Thanksgiving, but I totally do. Like, this is when I tried different recipes. And
No, that's great. So I support the banana pudding.
yeah.
That's a big one. Mm-hmm. Or I guess it's banana cream pie.
Yeah. Big fan.
How do you feel about pecan pie?
Love it.
Pecan pie.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's so good.
I think that might be my favorite.
It's up there for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apple or cherry pie?
Apple, but only if there's ice cream, a la mode. Just not a ton, just a little thing on top. Otherwise, cherry.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You know who I think has the best friggin' apple pie in the whole world? Sam's Club.
Really?
Yeah, their lattice apple pie. It's like this like caramel-y flavor to it.
Oh.
Oh my gosh, man.
I feel like you're not the first person that's told me this.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I probably told you about it last year
Maybe
before
you
we
did.
were doing this.
Yeah.
It is like stupid good.
I might have to try that. Like I say, I don't usually eat pie, but Thanksgiving is pie time.
I think it's like $10 for this giant.
Yeah,
like,
their pies are the real deal. They're cooking for men.
Yeah. So big fan of that.
Where you at with pumpkin?
Look, I eat a piece of pumpkin every year. Some years it's really good. Some years it's just meh.
Really?
Like if there wasn't a pumpkin pie, I probably wouldn't be upset. I like it, but I don't like dream about it like I do pecan pie.
So, as a teacher, they used to give us like turkeys and hams and stuff. Now we get a pie. And I'm all right with it. But I always get a pumpkin pie. And I'm like, whatever. Like, pumpkin pie is whatever. And I usually will eat most of it by myself within a few days. It's not something I'm proud of. But as it turns out, I really like pumpkin pie with a little whipped cream on top. So, yeah.
Pies that I don't think get enough love that should get more love. A blueberry pie.
I haven't had a blueberry pie for years.
Dude.
Yeah.
Blueberry pie is fantastic.
Yeah.
Peach pie,
Okay.
fresh peach pie.
I don't know that I've ever had a fresh peach pie. I do love
Delicious.
peaches, so I can imagine.
Delicious. Then other ones that I think are, like, they're good, but, like, lemon meringue pie, I think, gets a lot of attention.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine.
I'm whatever with that. I'll eat it.
I would much rather have, like, a lemon supreme that's got, like, the cream cheese base to it.
Okay.
It's almost like a cheesecake with lemon curd on top of it.
Okay. I've eaten similar things. I'm on board.
So, yeah, anything with a graham cracker crust pretty much is okay by me.
Yeah. Key lime?
Big fan.
Yeah.
French silk?
Yes. I forgot all about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Very good. I'm trying to think. When I worked at a grocery store, we stocked the Marie Callender's pies. And so I knew all the flavors. I can't think of razzleberry, I guess we're missing.
Yeah, Haley had a pie night with the young women the other night, and I got some razzleberry pie. It was good.
I do like razzleberry.
Yeah.
For sure.
And I'm telling you, any of those Marie Callender pies that you have to bake, put them on the smoker.
Yeah, you did that. Dude.
So good. And who was I was just talking to somebody. They put a cherry pie out there, and they were like losing their mind. It was so good. Who was that?
I don't know. Wasn't me.
It was somebody at work, I think.
It makes sense.
No, maybe it wasn't work. It was somebody at church. Who was I talking to?
I don't know.
It's probably someone that listens to the podcast, and now I've offended them.
Well, hit us up, offender.
Yeah.
We will bring a can of Ocean Spray cranberry sauce as a peace offering to you.
We'll bring it to you so you have something to throw at me for forgetting the conversation that we had. Oh, it was Jared Weston. That's who it was.
Okay. Yeah. He's a hard guy to forget. He's like 8 feet tall.
He is tall.
He's a good dude.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, we were just talking about that on Sunday.
Right on.
So, all right, now that we've talked about pie, I agree ice cream on most fruit pies.
Yes.
And whipped cream. You can make your own whipped cream. I don't know that you can beat a can of Ready Whip. There's something about that.
Yep.
Plus
Pretty
all
good.
the
And easy. Like, especially if you're feeding a family, like, just grab the Ready Whip.
Man, like everybody's tired. Like,
Yeah.
nobody wants to sit around and wait for cream to get whipped.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Nobody.
Mm-mm.
No way, no how.
Nope.
All right. Now we're at that time.
I apologize for almost cutting pie time short.
Until next time, I'm John.
And I'm hungry.
And we're Fat Guys with Smokers. Thanks for listening to the Fat Guys with Smokers podcast. Be sure to check us out on Instagram and Facebook. Leave us a comment. We'd love to hear from you. Be sure to subscribe so you don't forget to tune in for even more nonsense from a couple of Fat Guys with Smokers.
Don't forget to like, subscribe.